try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive.
What up, football fans? Welcome to another episode of the Blitz, brought to you by Game Changers Media. I am your host, Big C, and you know my co-host, Michael Jones. How are you doing tonight, Mike?
Oh, what's up, man? I'm chilling. Welcome, episode 63 of the Blitz. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Links are in the chat so you can give Big C a hard time. But I'm doing okay. And then some news come in and, you know, I don't know, still processing. I guess it's a good thing. We'll talk about that in a second. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Contemplating whether I should make this other video tonight. Not getting a lot of views. I mean, I want to do the video, but it's a lot of damn work for not getting the attention that it deserves, that the attention that I'm putting into it. Whoa. Yeah, so either I'm gonna do this video tonight breaking down the next set of defensive tackles. I did the first set that I think are going to be available to us in the first round. I want to do the next range that are going to be available between 2, 3, 4, those rounds. I'm contemplating doing the video tonight. Usually I have Saturdays off, but I told people that I was going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to go over the next set of defensive tackles because that's just who I am. I don't want to wait till Monday. And so I'm contemplating just going over the next set tomorrow morning because I still got a lot to do tonight. And right. I'm just going to have to ignore the chat a little bit. And it's very hard for me to ignore the chat, but I got to get through the information that I have for the people. I mean, I'm not going to ignore the chat completely, you know what I mean? But I got to get through the information.
Yeah, I see that.
Get through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough because I know that's one thing that we like to do is we like to make sure we keep up with everybody in the chat. But sometimes you just have to, you don't ever get your whole show done. You know, sometimes you'll start touching on something and you never really complete your task. And
well, I barely ever do because it just leads one subject to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's, you know, everybody's got something to add and you don't want to miss, you know what I mean? You don't want to feel like you don't want to mistreat somebody. You don't want their point of view to get out there. So it's difficult. So I'm contemplating what I'm going to do. Good evening, Elwood, Michael, Cosa Nostra. What up? What up? Glenn, Armando, my boy. What's up? Glenn has a question, Mike.
Yeah. I do have a question for Mike. What are we going to do? Well, we just signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million contract. That's what we're doing there. So I'm assuming at this point, Aaron Rodgers is null and void. I did hear he went and was in Pittsburgh and had a visit there today. So what I'm assuming is we're going to sign Winston, which we did, and I'm thinking that opens up the draft. I think we try to trade up, maybe still get Cam. That's what I would think. I mean, I'm not against Jameis. He's an explosive quarterback. He's positive. The only problem with him is he's going to throw just as many picks as he throws touchdowns. So, yeah, I think that's where we're at, Glenn. I think that's where we're at.
Well, I think if they would have discussed the starting job with Jameis, that he would have got more money.
Right.
So I wouldn't necessarily rule out Aaron altogether, but the fact that Aaron is doing this game, and you don't know how that his meeting went in Pittsburgh. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because I don't think he's going to mesh well with Mike Tomlin. I just don't see that relationship working out. Mike Tomlin, this is his team.
Yeah.
And Aaron's not used to that. And I don't know if Aaron's going to get the support like he has his entire career from the owners, from the fans over Mike Tomlin.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are going to support Mike Tomlin. So I don't know if that's a good relationship. Obviously, they went out and they got DK. You got Pickens. I don't know who's their running back going to be this year because they lost Najee Harris.
Right.
So I'm guessing that maybe they target one in the draft. I don't know. I don't know where this is going to end up.
I just think it's pointless. I think Aaron's playing games, and would it be nice to have Aaron? Yeah, absolutely. But I think at some point you kind of have to. You can't allow Aaron to just do what he wants to do, and if it's going to be like that, just trying to sign him, it's only going to get worse. And I could see us maybe moving up, drafting Cam. We might have to give up our first round pick next year, but it is what it is. But we draft Cam, and then we have a battle. We have a quarterback battle. We see what happens. You just at least then we have options. Because Jameis is definitely going to win games. He's going to win games. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to go out there, have big games. He's going to go out there, and then he's going to have his pick game. So I like Jameis. I like his character. It's just if he could control the interceptions, he could possibly be our quarterback for the whole year. But I say we still draft Cam, and at least then we have an option at a quarterback duel for the starting position. That would be kind of cool.
Well, I don't think Cam's going to get to you unless you can trade up.
Yeah,
I think Cam, one of those teams is going to bite. You know what I mean? I really do think one of those teams are going to bite. So unless you can trade up, I think you're going to have if you want Shador, I think you can get Shador, but
I don't know if I'd waste it on Shador though. I think if we can't get Cam, I say we let Winston play and we see what happens next year. I've watched a lot of stuff with Shador, and I like how he plays, but he's cocky. He's really cocky. I don't like that. It's character.
I think quarterbacks got to have a certain cockiness to them. I mean, he's Deion's son. I mean, what do you?
But still, he's in these games and he's wearing $200,000 necklaces and flashing his big ass Rolex watch. Like, dude, I don't.
Hey,
don't be fucking wearing that shit on the field. Like, you're out there to play football, not be fashionably cool. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, now you a fashion expert? You gonna tell that man he can't wear stuff? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not saying he can't.
He's young. He's rich. He's famous.
I'm just saying. Well, you got a job to do. I don't think one of your priorities should be being flashy on the field.
I mean, do you feel like it affects his play though? I mean,
fuck yeah.
You think so?
Dude, if you got a fucking 2-pound necklace on and a fucking pound and a half,
so it's slowing him down.
Yeah, and he's already fucking slow, man. He's already slow.
Oh, listen to this guy. It's slowing. He's getting weighted down by too much golden diamonds.
I think it comes.
It's costing him.
I think it comes from just I don't trust that. I don't know. I just don't trust it. I don't.
Cosa Nostra says Aaron Rodgers will be a Viking. I heard the Vikings are out on Aaron.
Yeah, I heard they passed on him.
I heard they're out on Aaron. As a matter of fact, in former Dolphin news, I heard they're in talks with Ryan Tannehill to come up there and back up JJ McCarthy. So we'll see. Nothing is imminent, but I heard they're talking to Tannehill about possibly joining them, the Minnesota Vikings, to be the backup quarterback.
I hope he gets robbed. He would get robbed in New York. Couldn't wear that shit.
They're still courting. He's not Mr. T. Hey,
Yeah,
man,
for real.
if you got it, flaunt it. You know what I mean? If you got
Oh.
it, flaunt it. Show it off.
I don't know. You don't wear it during the game though. Like you don't
Listen,
wear.
I can
200
understand. I can understand the watch. You know what I mean? Who wears a Rolex while they play? Although I do think I remember Odell wearing an expensive watch during
Yeah,
a
but
game one time.
Odell was a pain in the ass like that though. He was flashy.
I mean, the players do wear diamond earrings, and I remember
Yeah.
I remember Aaron Jones wore his dad's ashes around his neck one game and lost him.
Oh,
And lost him on the field. They eventually found him, but he was wearing his dad's ashes around his grandfather, his dad or his grandfather. It was a Monday or a Sunday night game, and they fell off his neck, and they were searching the field for his grandfather's ashes. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy.
that is crazy. I
Michael
respect.
Michael said they're not tits. You got them, flaunt them, baby. Yeah, show them things off. Yeah, I mean, to each their own, I guess. I mean, I personally won't be wearing a $200,000 necklace or watch, or. But again, he is Deion's son. He's got an image to live up to. He's got a persona to live up to, and these kids, like I said, they're filthy rich before they even go to the pros. Yep. So their mind's already not at a mindset that I love. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was a privilege, it was an honor. When these kids got drafted, they were so excited because it just meant so much to them. Your life is going to change so much.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And you got to put in the work.
Now these players, draft day is just they're getting a different team because they're already rich.
Mm-hmm.
They're already getting paid through college. So they're already rich. So it's not like, oh my God, I get to buy my mama house, or oh my God, I get to go get a pretty nice car, or right. I get, you know what I mean? They already have this stuff. So I think it's definitely a different mindset. It's not one that I like. I don't think these college kids should be paid. That's a different topic. And I know there's a lot of backlash against that because you watch these colleges, and colleges like Alabama, Florida State, all the big time school football colleges, they make so much money off these players. You know what I mean? Right. They do. And maybe they think it's not fair that they're not getting some of that money, but in reality, you're giving them a world-class education.
Mm-hmm.
They get presidential treatment while they're there. Without these establishments, they'd never be able to put their talents on display for pro football teams, you know? So, I mean, right. But I mean, it is what it is. Odell hanging with Diddy's lawyers. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Diddlin' Diddy.
Diddy got he got the baby oil wrapped around his neck.
How do you wrap baby oil around your neck? Oh, he got a baby oil hanging from the chain.
He got a little, he just unscrew it.
This will make it feel better, and it will knock you out. hold still. That's fucked.
I was watching something about Diddy, and they're like, they found so many bottles of baby oil. And the one white guy, he was serious as shit. He was old, white hair. And he's like, a little baby oil goes a long way. What do you need so much for?
Yeah, I heard that too. He had like a pallet full of baby oil.
Well, I mean, I can understand that. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand having a pallet full of baby oil.
What do you got?
I can explain it.
What do you got? A big ass slip and slide in your backyard?
Maybe he was having pool party, pools and pool wrestling. That would take a lot of baby oil. You know what I mean?
Okay. Instead of mud wrestling, you got baby oil wrestling.
Costa Nostra said, "Are you guys drinking anything?" No, I'm not drinking.
I'm drinking water. Propel by Gatorade. Zero.
Are you drinking something, Costa Nostra?
I might have
Two moves spell it all. The program and national championships. Hit that like button. Yeah, Jose. People have been really dumping on me with the likes, man. Really, and it's affecting my algorithm. I'm not getting the views I was getting last week. Y'all hurt my feelings. You know, Big C beginning them feelings, bro.
Yeah, you guys got to be careful, Big C. He's real sensitive. He'll get
I
real tight
am.
real
I'm
quick.
a sensitive guy, man. I'm a sensitive guy.
He'll be like, I had 40 people in the chat and one didn't agree with me, and I just don't fucking understand him. Fuck that bitch.
I don't say that. He's
no,
lying.
you don't say it quite like that, but just a little bit different. You know, you might call him a bitch or something.
It's not that I get mad when people don't agree with me.
No, just when they hound you.
When they attack me. I don't understand the attacking. For beers 2 a day. Oh, yeah, liquor.
2 a day erodes the liver away.
Armando, this says liquor and dicks.
Your
liquor dicks.
Liquor dicks. Holding 2 dicks.
I talked to TD tonight. We were messaging back and forth, trying to set up what game I'm trying to go to. He's trying to wait to see when the schedule's released, what day and what time games are. So I'd like to go to a primetime game, to be honest. I don't know if Miami's going to have very many opportunities. Many of those. You said baby oil. Oh, okay. So I never had a liquor dick.
Oh man.
Yeah, so not a lot going on right now. You'll eventually get the occasional free agent signing. There is another wave of free agency coming, though. I mean, after the draft, you'll get another wave because after the draft, players will be released. You got the June 1st release. People waiting for that. Miami, they got a contract offer on the table, the Calais Campbell. Hopefully, we got to hope and pray that Calais takes that, guys. We need Calais Campbell back with the Miami Dolphins. I've been very critical of the moves that Chris Greer has made this offseason, this free agency. But I mean, for the most part, he has been able to fill holes, pause, that we have on the team. With some decent players, you know what I mean? Are they the greatest players? No, but they're not costing us an arm and a leg. Not a bunch of guaranteed money to these guys. Contracts that we can get out from under after this year. But yeah, I mean the draft's gonna be huge, and that's really gonna determine what this team is capable of this year. I've heard we've spent all we're going to spend on free agency. I mean, I don't know if that's a fact. We're definitely going to hit the draft. I think we're probably pretty much done spending for the most part until the draft. We're going to hit the draft, and then we're going to have to fill what holes we can't fill in the draft. We're going to have to go out and see what's available. Man, if I'm Calais, I'm out of here. Ain't letting the Cavs do me the F like that. Ah, man. Listen, I get it. I understand. I can't blame him if he does leave. Hopefully he loved to hear so much. Hopefully he loved to hear so much that he wants to stay and play. Cat for life. Good evening. We in the Dolphins delegation will take Will Johnson at 13 in the NFL draft. CC deserves a ring, not drama. June 1st, Miami will be a buyer. I think so, Glenn. I think so. Let's go to Spain and represent Dolphins. Spain, bro. That's a trip and a half. How long of a flight is that? I can be in Miami. I can be in Orlando in 2 hours. Spain, I don't know about that.
Then you get stuck in some crying baby and shit.
Good evening, Scotty.
Scotty doesn't. Oh my god, I don't know why.
I don't love the overseas trips. It's not a real home game. I don't like it. Scotty
Right.
says he absolutely loves Spain. Would definitely go back. I mean, I'm sure Spain is awesome. You know what I mean? I'm sure it is. Make sure we hit that like button. Mike, how many likes we got right now?
0. No. I don't know. I can test it. Let me check.
I want to go to a game that I'm most confident that we're going to win. Somebody had said something about a Cincinnati game. I'm trying to stick away from that a little bit. Not that I don't think we can win it. I'd just like to be a little more sure of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't want you there all mad.
We got 10. We got 10. That's not, I mean, 10 out of 12 ain't bad. But that still leaves. There's 3 of you in here right now that haven't hit it.
We got 3 people in here being cheap.
Who are you?
Which one is it? Which one?
Show yourselves.
Banned for life.
The Patriots game would be interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd definitely be interesting. I have a call.
Oh, watch this.
Hello? What's up?
Yes, this is Dr. G calling with your herpes medication.
What's up?
Well, don't show them live on podcast.
Yeah, how long? Just let me know how long. So 5-0. All right. Sorry about that, folks. We have a bunch of great home games this year. Is it Bengals versus Dolphins? It might be. I heard it was the Bengals or it's Washington. Either or is a tough game. Listen, I'd rather it be one of those teams at a home game, at least if we I don't know. 15 people in the building. Let's go. Michael, which one you going? You're going to the Spain game? I'm still with Giants winning a playoff game before my Armando. Stop it.
Yeah. All right, Armando. That's what's up.
Armando, you stop it. I'm gonna have to pull your Dolphin card.
Yeah. That's all right. I'll send you a Giants card, bro.
Would they really put Burrow versus Tua in Spain? That would suck. I mean, I think they like to give them pretty big names, you know what I mean? They like to try to get as much fan fare as they can when they do them overseas games. So I could see them taking, whether you're a Tua fan or not, he's a polarizing name. He's a star name that everybody knows. So a Tua versus Burrow matchup would be huge for Spain. We have Baltimore and Bengals at home. Hey, Mike, who is your running back to?
What do we got? We got Tracy and do we still have Singletary? Yeah, I think we got Devin Singletary. He's not bad.
It's better than putting Tua on that Cincinnati turf. Last time we were in Cincinnati, it wasn't a good time. Wasn't a good time. It was the start of it all.
I hate turf. I hate it. I wish the Giants would switch their shit to grass. Like, it's been a thing for years. Just do it. That turf is injury ridden.
Oh, Michael said he's going to the Carolina game. That's in Miami, Michael. I'd be interested in going that. I want to fly down probably Saturday, spend Saturday night, get some drinks, you know what I mean? Hang out with y'all, beautiful people, whoever can make it. And go to the game on Sunday evening.
Yeah,
I think Cincinnati's a home game. Our game in Spain is a Miami home game, I think. So we got Washington and Cincinnati. Alan Poupart's the one that said that it was either Washington or Cincinnati today on his show. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I'm gonna go through 20 of the top prospects in this NFL draft and give you a little pro comparison. So we're gonna do that. And who had said what mock draft site gives you a grade? 100% gives you a grade. Our hard games are at home this year. Well, that helps. We'll break down. I'll go over those 20 players here in a second. Mike, sing them a song for a minute.
Sing a song? I don't even sing. I don't even sing, man. Don't put me on a spot like that. Nah, what do y'all think? Yeah, I know y'all Finns fans, but what do y'all think? You think the Giants should try to trade up for that number 1 and get Cam, or you think we should just wing it this year and see what happens? I still want Cam, though. Totally. I think it'd be interesting. I refuse to go to a Miami home game till Tua and Greer's gone. I refuse to go to any Dolphins game with Big C. Mm-hmm. He'd be salty, especially when they lose. Move to number 1. I think it'd probably take next year's number 1, maybe a 3rd round, maybe a couple extra picks, but it's definitely going to be probably a 1st round. That's what I think.
Better than ever.
Oh, God. That's all right. We were just talking about your herpes outbreak.
Oh.
No, not much you can do about it.
Yeah. That's what I get from drinking after you.
I know. I tried to warn you that day.
Giants should draft defense and suck again. Get a quarterback from the next draft. What would it take to move the number 1? Man, I think the asking price is going to be hefty. You would think it wouldn't be that much. You think maybe I would say a 3rd round pick, but I think you might have to come with another 1.
I do too. I think it's going to be a 1st round and probably a 3rd round,
which is crazy to move up 2 spots.
It is
2 spots.
But you know what?
And Tennessee would still get the player that they really want. You know what I mean? They'd probably still be able to get Abdul.
Yeah, we did it to ourselves, though. We shouldn't have won that stupid game at the end of the year. So that's our own fault.
Well, listen, we had a big debate about tanking.
I hate it. I know. I said I hate it. I absolutely despise it. But I was hoping they would lose without looking like a tank, so I could still feel okay with it.
Scotty says, I want Miami to take a quarterback next year, so I want the Giants to take a quarterback this year.
Well, we probably will, Scotty. We probably will.
We'll trade you Tua for the number 3 pick.
Ew. I don't want Tua.
I want 4 teams to feel comfortable taking Ward, Sanders, Marone, and Dart this year. Listen, I heard the Jets are like really digging Dart. But that'd probably be would that be a 2nd round pick?
Probably. Yeah, Mike, I'm okay staying at 3. Like, I'm not saying we absolutely should get Cam. I mean, I wouldn't be upset with it, but I'm okay staying at 3 and just drafting the best player available. So especially we got Jameis. So he's a gunslinger. It could still be a very enjoyable season. Could be a interesting season to watch.
Robert P.A. Glenn? If so, thank you so very much. That's very generous of you, sir. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. That was very generous of you. I sincerely appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn definitely just blessed me. Thank you so very much. He's the third person ever. I appreciate that. I really do. It means a lot. So let's start. Let's go through a couple of these names. Yeah, I appreciate it, Glenn. It seriously means a lot. Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is a hard person to give a pro comp to, just because he plays both sides of the ball, and he does both sides of the ball really well, really well. So the only person that could really come to mind for me was Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey in college, y'all know Champ, what he did on the defensive side of the ball. But a lot of people don't remember that Champ Bailey was a really good receiver for Georgia also. Champ Bailey was a really good receiver that had over 700 yards for Georgia also. Obviously, Travis Hunter is probably the better receiver prospect. He's just an all-around great prospect all around on the offense and the defensive side of the ball. But I think he could be Champ Bailey on the defensive side of the ball. And Champ Bailey, listen, if Travis Hunter comes and gets drafted by Cleveland or Tennessee or the Giants, and he has a career like Champ Bailey, I think you're happy. Absolutely. Are we under that? Are we under the agreement that if Travis Hunter turns into Champ Bailey, the Giants or whoever drafts him should be elated?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know, Scotty. I mean, the top wide receiver money is what, 35 million right now. Top corner's not too far behind, right? Who just got paid? What corner just got paid big money? Yeah, Champ Bailey, one of the best corners of all time. Definitely in my lifetime. You know, he was drafted by the Broncos. Or did he go from the Broncos to Washington or Washington to the Broncos? He was with Washington, then went to the Broncos, right? Because they traded him for Clinton Portis. I think he was with Washington, then went to the Broncos. Either way, Champ Bailey, great player. If you draft Travis Hunter and he turns into Champ Bailey, plus gives you some offensive snaps, that's huge.
Absolutely.
Scotty, that makes an interesting point. In the chat, who do you think, what side of the ball do you think Travis Hunter primarily plays on? And you can't say both sides. It's not realistic that he plays full-time both sides. I think he can have packages where he plays defense if he's a receiver, and I think there's packages from the play receiver if he plays defense.
Yeah. Definitely defense.
Yeah, I think it's defense too. Because that opens up the door for, it's easier for him to come in and play packages on offense than it would be the come in and play packages on defense. Franchise tag is wide receivers 24 million, corners 20 million. Yeah, you can't play packages if you play defense. No, you can come in on offense and play packages, but if you're an offensive player, you can't come in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, corner. I would say corner. Corner.
Yes, sir.
This one, you guys are gonna. It's gonna be late. It's gonna be seen as lazy, but Abdul Carter. The most obvious choice is Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons. I mean, they played at Penn State, both of them. They both wore the same number, but these guys are very similar built. They have a lot of similarities between the two. They both got freak athleticism. If you don't know that receiver, you will get burnt. Yeah, he's a corner gonna come in. He's gonna do like Dion did later in his career with the Cowboys. He might play a little bit more receiver and have a little bit more, because I mean Dion wasn't. I don't remember Dion being that effective. He was more of a ploy. I feel like a decoy. Look at the money wide receivers getting. I'm not a huge fan of Parsons. I think he's undersized and will age bad. I mean, you can't argue the play of Parsons right now, though. I mean, Parsons is a beast. He was injured a little bit last year, but Parsons has put up big numbers. Michael, I'm literally giving them the numbers to support he's going to be a wide receiver. Just because of money, though, I don't know. I don't know, Scotty. I think he's going to play defense. I think he's going to play defense and make the argument that you're going to give me more money because I play offense too. You're not just going to pay me corner money. You're going to give me more money because I play offense and defense to make up for the difference in money he would lose out on.
Right.
Joey Porter, I could see it. Yeah, he can't. There's no way physically he could keep up on both sides of the ball. Nobody wants Tua. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be very difficult to trade for Tua. I don't know if we could get a trade partner for Tua.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I mean, I think Tua is still a top 15 player quarterback in this league. I think it's the injury history. It's the injury history.
Too much uncertainty.
I mean, I guess we'll find out soon, Scotty. That could affect where he gets drafted. I think that could affect where he gets drafted. I mean, if you're saying that I'm only playing wide receiver and I'm a team that needs a corner, you know what I mean?
I just feel like he was at the combines and he was labeled as defense. So nine times out of 10, he's probably going to play defense.
Tua is here now. Get over it. He's the bot. Very same comment. Always the same. Next on the list, Tet McMillan, Arizona receiver. The guy's 6'5", 210 pounds. I see a lot of Mike Evans in him. He makes a lot of contested catches. Big physical receiver. A lot of Mike Evans, but I think he might be more closely resemble AJ Green, wide receiver, great wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's better after the catch than Mike Evans is. And that's why I say he's closer to AJ Green than Mike Evans. I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be phenomenal. I don't see him getting past the Jets in the draft. The Jets need another stud receiver, and it will really suck if the Jets get Ted McMillan and you got Garrett Wilson. That's a pretty lethal duo over there. I would hate to see that, but I don't see him going past the Jets. I heard Tennessee was interested into it. You really heard that, Glenn? If we did not extend Tua, there would be 4 or 5 teams after Tua to start the season. Do you not see the quarterback market? Teams are begging for Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. You're right, Mike. Too much. AJ Green was slightly built. Look, you're undercover. Miami Jets taking Membu from us. Yeah, if Membu makes it to the Jets, I could see Membu going to Jacksonville. Shoot. Membu could. Who else? You got Jacksonville, you got the Giants.
I'll take him.
You got the Jets, you got the Raiders. Was Raiders in Pitt? Did he sign? He visited with Pittsburgh.
Yeah. That's all they said. He visited.
Who's the Jets quarterback throwing to those receivers? I think the Jets are gonna end up somehow getting Dart. I think the Jets are gonna get their hands on Dart. Or maybe they jump on Shador. If Shador falls to him, maybe they jump on Shador. Membu was my dream that looks impossible now. Yeah, Scotty, it's looking that way. Too bad he didn't just sit out the combine, right? Too bad he didn't sit out the combine. Next on the list, Mason Graham, defensive tackle, Michigan. This one's gonna go back. A lot of you might not remember him. He's a little bit older, but he was a 5th round pick back in 1996. Talking about Leroy Glover. Who all remembers Leroy Glover? Listen, Leroy, this guy he's phenomenal. Mason Graham's phenomenal. He's a little bit undersized, but he's fast. He's strong. He gets into the blockers. He gets into their pads and pushes them back.
Yep.
He's just absolutely fantastic.
He's got good strength, throwing him to the side.
Glover went on to have an all-pro career. What else were you saying, Mike?
Oh, I was just saying he's good at throwing the defenders to the side or offensive linemen to the side.
2 traits Graham has that Leroy had is he's a presence defending the run and rushing the passer. He's that dual threat. He can do both. A lot of these defensive tackles are either pass rushers or they stop the run. Mason Graham does both. I see a lot of Leroy Glover in him. At the start of the college season, Membu was projected 3rd and 4th round. Think about that. Yeah, I mean, 1 year players can do a whole lot. Michael just seems like such a clash to me. Yeah, I don't see how Aaron Rodgers is going to work there neither. That's why I told Mike, I was like, yeah, he visited Pittsburgh, but I don't know how him and the coach is going to work, how they're going to get along, how they're going to coexist. Big C watched you little more, Lampkin. What an absolute shame he isn't a little bigger. Absolutely. Yeah. Are you asking if I watched a little more, Lampkin? I mean, when I broke down Lampkin yesterday, I've watched Lampkin. when I broke down the offensive guards, I watched this tape. Oh, you watched? Yeah, I mean, if he was a little bigger, man. But that's all right, because I think he can still come in and play great. So if he falls to the 6th round, beautiful. Beautiful. We snatch him up. We should still snatch him up. What did you think? I know I'm not perfect at them videos. I will get better, I promise. But what did you think of the video overall? Was it all right? You can tell the truth. Stuff like that don't hurt my feelings. Next person on my list, Ashton Gentry. Guy rushed for 2,600 yards this year. He was by far the best back in college football. A lot of people were saying they see Barry Sanders in him. I think that's absolutely. Listen, that is. You don't put Barry's name with anybody, man. Nobody's Barry Sanders. Nobody's Barry Sanders, bro. So you got to find a different one. Gentry had back-to-back rushing grades over 94 the last 2 seasons. I see a lot of Alvin Kamara in his game. He's got a very high average yards after contact, which reminds me a lot of Alvin Kamara. Kamara takes these hits and still gains so many yards after the initial contact. I see a lot of that in Gentry. Plus what he can do in the receiving game. Oh, you watched the little Lampkin on all 22. Okay. Best move for us to trade out in the 20s and take Starks. Best available O-line, and then draft DT in the 2nd. See, I like trading back into the 20s, and I like my key move for us. My perfect scenario for us is trading back into the 20s, getting Kenneth Grant. I take defensive tackle Kenneth Grant in the 1st round. Hopefully, trading back to the 20s, I get extra 2nd or extra 3rd. I do everything in my power to trade back up to the 31st pick, the 32nd pick, maybe the 33rd pick with the Cleveland Browns. And I feel like Malachi Starks could still be there. You grab Malachi with that 2nd pick, and that's what I would do if Membu's off the board. And then, like I said, there's a bunch of offensive linemen we can still grab in the 3rd, in the 4th, in the 5th. Marshall Faulk, maybe. I think that's even a little too high a praise. Marshall Faulk to me is one of the greats. Like Marshall Faulk is him and LaDainian Tomlinson are the 2 best dual threat running backs in the league's history, I think. I think Alvin Kamara is a fair comparison. Alvin Kamara to me is like a poor man's Marshall Faulk. Maybe can take a little bit more of punishment than Marshall Faulk could, but I like the Alvin Kamara comparison. Barry Sanders, best running back I ever seen. Detroit did not use him correctly. I agree, Glenn. Barry Sanders is the greatest running back I've ever seen. I love Dan Marino. That is my all-time favorite top athlete of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Barry Sanders is probably the greatest football player I've ever seen. And I won't say that I've seen any other football players better than Dan Marino besides Barry I I got to give the nod to Barry. 2 for back. The only way we draft an O-lineman in the first 4 rounds is if we trade back, get another pick, in my opinion. Otherwise, defense and a possible weapon. Edgerrin James. I mean, he's a little bit, I think Edgerrin's a little bit bigger, a little bit stockier. But Edgerrin James is a very good dual threat. Dang, Armando, how many comparisons I got to give you, brother? He looked like Alvin Kamara, man. Yeah, he looked like Alvin. Will Johnson. This is a very popular draft target. A lot of the Miami Dolphins fan base is wanting us to get on top of. Will Johnson, your thoughts? I still think that we go defensive tackle. We go in the trenches. If you watched any of the Finn Posse podcast, you know exactly how I feel about that. But Will Johnson, I don't think you can go wrong with Will Johnson. I think cornerback is more of a risk of getting a draft bust. But I think Will Johnson can be a great player. Will Johnson's 2024 season was a little disappointing due to injuries, but he's got a 6'2" frame. He's 205 pounds. He's not, I don't think he's going to come into the league and be a shutdown corner immediately. I don't think he's going to be that. I think he's going to have some growing pains, but I think he grows into a shutdown corner. And who that reminds me of with his frame and the fact that he's going to come in, he's going to be good, but he's not going to be to his full potential, is a player that's in the league right now. And that's Patrick Surtain Jr. or second. You're not a junior, you're a second. Patrick Surtain the second. Patrick Surtain the second. I see these guys being very similar. So, I mean, if you're telling me the Dolphins can get Patrick Surtain at pick 13, I'm all right with it. But, again, I think there's more risk of a bust at 13. So, I'd like to see us trade back and get defensive tackle. If we get another guard before the draft and Tyler Warren drops, no, Elwood, no. No way we take a tight end. I know you're crazy. You are right. You're crazy. You are crazy, my friend. I do not understand going after corner. We need an anchor on the line, which teams doesn't run up the middle on us. I agree, Glenn. I agree. I think the dominating defensive tackle will help the corners out. I think we can get a lesser corner, and that defensive tackle position is going to help that out because we're going to be able to bring pressure up the middle. We got an array of pass rushers. If Jalen Phillips can come back healthy, if Bradley Chubb can come back healthy, Bradley Chubb, when he got hurt, was having a great year. What do you have, 12 sacks when he ended up going down? If Chop Robinson continues to grow, you know what I mean? You got Jalen, Chop, and Bradley Chubb. Zach Sealer had a career high in sacks last year, I'm pretty sure. So we listen, the amount of pressure we can put on this quarterback with a top defensive tackle that's going to take up multiple blockers, eat up multiple blockers. I think this defense can put a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks, and that's going to help the secondary out just by pressuring the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The salary cap has so many little, I don't know until Ike's new contract. There's a team signed back 4-year players, lowering the cap hit while paying vets more than minimum. Maybe you bring Kendall Fuller back cheaper. Maybe we test the waters on X. I doubt it, but maybe, just maybe. Number 7, Malachi Starks. Malachi Starks is just versatile. He can play safety. He can play slot. He has 4 seasons where he had at least 4 interceptions. His ball hawking skills and his coverage skills from the safety position remind me a lot of Ed Reed. He's just not the hitter or the tackler that Ed Reed was. Now, can he grow into that? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I can see Malachi Starks being a poor man's Ed Reed. He can go and take the ball from the other opposing team. He can be a playmaker. He can be absolutely phenomenal. Next, I got Will Campbell. Campbell should be wanted by every team. He's a great blocker. There's questions about his overall foot speed and whether or not he has the length to play tackle in the NFL. But I think he's going to be fine. That arm measurement, yeah, it doesn't matter. Absolutely. But at times I think teams put too much stock into it. If you're a good football player and you've played at a high level your whole life and you haven't had any problems, there's a good chance that you can continue to do that. That's a question. Why don't they bring X back and see where he's at? I would. X was saying he's staying in shape. When he went down with the injury at the end of 2023, he was playing good football. 2022 was a rough year, but 2023, he was playing pretty good football. Starks has to be on the consideration list at 13. His film is too good. Scotty, I think you trade back and you can get Starks. You can get Starks if you trade back. There's no way I'd take Starks at 13. Just 4.5 speed is not attractive. I don't know what was wrong with him at the combine when he ran 4.5. But Malachi Starks is a 4.3 runner. Big C, not stat is more telling than arm length for offensive tackle. It's actually scary. I just don't see how the difference between 33 and 34, which is this much, you know what I mean? I don't think that should be enough.
Right.
He's made it work. He's made it work because he's so smart. He's so smart how he attacks oncoming defenders. I see a lot of Ryan Ramczyk, however the hell you say his name. Ryan Ramczyk. Ramczyk. He had a lot of the same similar questions coming out of college. He turned out just fine. Listen, it's not the sexiest pick, but I think he can become a solid NFL starter. I don't know if it equals out to being a top 10 pick in the draft, but that's what I got. James Pierce Jr., edge rusher. Who remembers Javon Curse? Javon Curse from Tennessee. Listen, I see Javon Curse. When I turn on his tape, I see Javon Curse. The freak. They're built similarly. They play similarly. He's got elite athleticism. He's just phenomenal. He's going to be a steal for somebody. James Pierce Jr. He's going to be a steal. Luther Burden Jr. or Luther Burden the third. Big physical guy, physical receiver. One of the best yards after the catch guys in the all draft. you get in the ball in his hand, and he just makes magic happen. He just makes magic happen. He reminds me a lot of Deebo Samuel. Sorry, I'm trying to get through these guys, so I'm trying to go a little bit faster. Mike Green, he reminds me a lot of Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn was a bit bigger when it comes to height and weight, but I think they win off the line of scrimmage in very similar ways. They convert into power quickly and efficiently, and they got very good bend to them. You know what I mean? Tyler Warren, who was just brought up a few minutes ago. Tyler Warren, he reminds me a lot of, y'all remember Dallas Clark from the Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning's #1 tight end. That's who he reminds me of. He's super reliable, great hands, good athleticism, but could still hold up against blockers. Could still hold up against the blockers. Emeka Abako, man, I can't say his name. And my vision's blurry right now too. Emeka Akuba, wide receiver.
Agabuka.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Wide receiver. He reminds me a lot of St. Brown. Very, very similar to me, in my opinion. I can't read my own handwriting now. He's just a savvy route runner. Very savvy route runner. And he's got really super reliable hands.
Mm-hmm.
Super reliable hands. Ty Warner is my favorite player in the draft. Membu is my favorite player in the draft for Miami. Scotty, my favorite is Gentry. Kelvin Banks Jr., we're running a little low on time, so I'm just going to throw these out. Kelvin Banks Jr., Vera Tucker, guard Vera Tucker. They just remind me of each other. Here's an interesting one for you. Cam Ward. Anybody guess? Oh, what's that? I hooked on phonics. Now my vision. I probably should wear glasses. When I read stuff for a long time, my vision gets super blurry. I can read, Elwood.
Oh.
I can read. Shut up. You couldn't say his name neither, dummy.
Shut up. Oh.
I did not put you into it. You
Jose, you said Cordell Stewart? Yo, what's crazy, Jose, is that you are so close. Not as far as players, but my projection for him is Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben. Cam Ward is an unorthodox gunslinger, and that's exactly what Big Ben was.
Yeah, I could see that.
They just are unorthodox. You know what I mean? They're gunslingers. They're both fearless at the position. They both like to push the ball downfield. That's what I see. Physically, I'm not talking. It's not so much physically. It's their style of play. Cosa Nostra. It's not physically. I don't see them physically. It's their style of play. They're unorthodox. Their fearlessness to push the ball down the field. That's Cam Ward did not throw a lot of interceptions in college. I mean, I didn't say anything about interceptions, Glenn. I just said he ain't afraid to make the throw. You know what I mean? They both like to push. They ain't afraid to push the ball down the field.
Yes, sir.
And they're gunslingers, and it's not like he's setting up in the pocket. You know, it's unorthodox. If the Giants draft him, I feel bad for you. Walter Nolan, he's one of the top defensive tackles. I got him on someone that just signed a free agent contract. The Eagles guy, Milton Williams. He helped the Eagles win a Super Bowl this year. Mike did say for every touchdown he threw was an interception.
That was Jameis. That was Winston.
Shamor Stewart, I have a Wise Jr. I think they're very similar. I know that's going to be an unpopular opinion because, you know, you think Stewart's going to come in and be more of a game changer, and D Wise Jr. isn't a superstar. I just don't see it from Stewart. What, Stewart have 4.5 sacks his whole college career? I just don't see him coming into the league. And how do you have 4.5 sacks your whole college career and you expect him to come in and be this game-changing pass rusher?
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it.
No.
How far does Jihad drop with his injury? I mean, if it's an injury that's not gonna affect his long-term health, I don't think it's gonna overly affect it.
Winston's a future preacher.
Yo, he probably is. He be talking some craziness.
He's positive though.
He's entertaining. He's entertaining as shit.
I like his positiveness and his energy. Definitely a good thing. Now the interception thing, that's a whole nother story. That's a little annoying, but at least he throws the damn ball.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be able to put points on the board for you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's gonna put points on the board for the other team also.
Well, that's kind of exciting for me though, because when you watch the Giants the last few years, it's like they just didn't take all the shots down the field ever. Felt like I could watch a whole game and they would maybe take one shot. So to have a guy like Winston that come in there is not afraid to throw the ball down the field, I'm okay with that. I'm positive with that.
That means you take your boy in fantasy football, probably. That means you probably take your boy in fantasy football because you're going to probably have a lot of your receiving yards.
Oh, yeah, Malik. Yes, sir.
Neighbor's probably going to go off this year in fantasy football. Jameis Winston tossing it to him.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I guess it depends, Scotty. If he's going to miss most of his rookie season, it's probably going to affect the draft stock some. I mean, I don't know if it's going to maybe around, maybe. It depends. I mean, a good team's going to be willing to take a player like that earlier than a bad team. Bad teams need players to come in and play immediately. Good teams, right, you know, they see it as an opportunity to get a great player at a pick that they shouldn't be getting them. So I can see a team like the Eagles, Kansas City, someone like that, taking a flyer on him, and they're okay until he gets healthy, and when he comes back, they got an absolute steal of a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cap. I was just talking about it that Tannehill had talked with them, but there's nothing imminent yet. So we shall see. We shall see. Maybe Tannehill goes there and backs up JJ McCarthy. We shall see, though. All right, folks, we're going to get up out of here. Mike, tomorrow morning, I'm just going to break down the next wave of defensive tackles. So make sure you catch that. It's going to be Saturday. I don't usually do Saturday shows, but I'm going to come and hit you with one anyway because I love y'all. You know what I mean? I love y'all, and I appreciate you all tuning in all week. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't done it. Pretty, please.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, make sure 10 a.m. tomorrow. Be there or be square. Mike, you got any closing words?
Oh, just the basics, like thanks for kicking it with us. Episode 63 of the Blitz. We appreciate all of you stopping by, all the comments, all the likes, hit that like button, and we will see you Monday out. Well, you guys will see him, but I'll see y'all Monday, and I don't know. Hopefully this Aaron Rodgers thing clears up. I'm kind of curious what happens there. I don't want him, though, just to be clear.
Scotty, make sure you check out that video where I broke down Willie Lampkin and so we can so you check out that video. Again, thank you so much again, Glenn, for the donation. I appreciate it so much. Y'all are the best. I appreciate you. And you know what time it is. It's not time for no wax.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna.